place a demand at the place of prayer for the wisdom of God. At the place of prayer. Why are you here? Not for husband, not for wife, not for car, not for house. I am here for wisdom. James chapter 1 verse 5. Why are you here? I am here because there are many things I need to know that I don't know. I need wisdom in household management, ministry management, finance management, relationship management. I think I am very, very bad in maintaining relationships. I am craving for this wisdom. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 16. Paul the apostle said he ceased not to give thanks and making mention of the Ephesians to God in his prayers, that the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him, so that the eyes of your understanding can be enlightened. So wisdom is something you pray for, and you pray for it passionately. First Kings chapter 3, from verse 3 all the way to verse 9, when Solomon offered the sacrifice and God appeared to him and God asked him, what do you want? He didn't ask for money, he didn't ask for a car, he didn't ask for a house. He asked for wisdom. Because wisdom is one thing you get, and all the things that others ask for, follow them. When we look at the dividends of wisdom, we shall see them. It's one thing you can get, and everything follows. Now I tell you a story and I close with that. A man, very wealthy man, he had children that were not very reliable according to his own estimation. And he had a slave, very reliable slave. He wrote a will that when he dies, all his children should pick any property they want. If you like this house, pick it. If you like this one, pick this. Then the whole of the rest of his estate, that slave, that obedient slave, should manage it, because he can trust him with his resources. So when the man died, what will you take? I pick this house. What will you take? I pick this farm. What will you take? I pick this factory. They picked everything. And then the other young man was so wise. What will you pick? I pick the slave. Because the slave is my father's property too. I pick the slave. What is the meaning? Everything that the slave picks is under me. So the slave will manage it for me. If I'm not wise enough to control it, the slave is wise enough to control it, and he is under me. That slave is like wisdom. If you pick wisdom, you don't need to struggle for something else. Stand up on your feet. If you pick the wisdom of God, let those picking cars pick cars. Let them pick houses. Let them pick the life of their enemies. But God said to Solomon, what are you picking? Wisdom. Really? You have picked wisdom? Then I am giving to you any other thing you have not asked. Houses, property, riches, long life, the life of your enemies, so that there will be no king that is like you before you or after you, because you are wise enough to pick what is controlling every other thing. Pick it, and you will never be the same. Bishop Oyedepo said, before he stepped into ministry, God said, I don't want you to run into ministry like every other person ran. I want hands to be laid on you for wisdom. Wisdom. Before you ever started ministry. How will I go about it? Say, my servant Pastor Adeboye will lay hands on you for wisdom. And that was done September 1981. And it was released on the wings of that wisdom. And today, the wisdom shows. One ministry running 2 universities effortlessly without ASUU strike. Most state governments are struggling with 1 university. They can build more if they wanted, but just other things, because the wisdom of God was released. That wisdom is upon you right now.